Relentless CEO Podcast.
Relentless!
With Adam Kifer. Follow your path to success alongside icons and industry leaders in martial arts, fitness, and more.
Let's go!
This is the Relentless CEO Podcast.
What makes your business special? Seriously, what makes it stand out against the martial arts school down the street? What makes it stand out against gymnastics or Kids Strong or the hundreds of other activities or sports that mom and dad can put their kids into? Welcome to another episode of the Relentless CEO Podcast. I'm Adam Kifer, and you guys are in for a treat today because we're giving you a peek behind the curtains into our Relentless CEO Mastermind. And today's podcast episode is going to be from a training call that we did with our mastermind on how to really develop your USP, which stands for unique selling proposition, aka how do you figure out what makes you different from everything else? Now, the problem is when I ask most martial arts schools this question, the answer is the same. Well, we teach character development or we do a specific style. That's the same answer for every martial arts school. So we're going to teach you the strategies and techniques in today's episode about how you can clearly define this for yourself. Enjoy the episode. Let's make sure everyone can see this. Okay. So today's marketing call, obviously, what we're going to be focusing on is really just, number one, helping you guys to understand what makes you different as far as your martial arts school goes, because marketing gets very generic if you don't know how to separate yourself from the crowd. So today we're going to really focus on helping you guys figure out what that is. The second part of today is we're going to teach you guys how to use what makes you different directly in all of your marketing, whether it's email marketing, Facebook, social media, whatever. You guys are going to really know how to set yourself apart in your messaging as well. So we're going to jump into that. So the very first thing that we're going to talk about, let's hope I grabbed a marker that works, is USP. Anyone want to guess what USP stands for?
Unique selling.
Yeah, Larry, bonus points. All right, unique selling proposition. It's like a quick college marketing class. Okay, who can tell me what is, besides Larry, because Larry got this one, who can tell me what is a unique selling proposition?
It's something specific that makes your business or service or product unique.
100%, okay. So essentially it is what makes you different. Now, one thing we need to think about is different than who? Or different than what? So if I ask you guys, if we're to think about this question, what makes you different as far as our unique selling proposition goes, who should we be trying to show we're different than?
Not just other martial arts schools, but other possible activities.
Okay, so other, we'll say just kids' activities. We're going to throw martial arts on there, obviously.
The general answer is just your competition. Anybody that would compete against the same market.
Yes, sort of, but there's a little extra. I want you guys to really try and think outside of the box. Anything with marketing, I always think when I'm trying to brainstorm, I will just throw everything on the wall and just sort of see what sticks and then sort it out later. So let's get really creative. What else can we position ourselves, or who else can we position ourselves as being different from?
Gymnastics.
Good. What else?
Dance and team sports. Traditional school.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. You know what sells our upgrade program is this last one. So when we pre-frame our upgrade program in our new student orientation meeting, because that's like the first time we in-person pre-frame it, this is what we talk about more than anything. Okay, and it's super simple how we do it. We just ask the parents, hey, I want you guys to think back to when you were in school. What are some things you wish school taught you that it didn't? Okay, and then we get the answers from the parents, and it's like how to manage money, how to be more confident. And they literally start naming like everything that we teach in our upgrade program. So then we take that and we roll with it. So we say, this upgrade program, our MX Legacy program, is going to teach your kids all the things that school is missing. It's going to teach them financial literacy. It's going to teach them emotional intelligence. It's going to teach them time management. Imagine your child, 8 years old now, by the time they're 10 years old, understanding money, emotional intelligence, and how to manage their time. Do you think they're going to have a head start compared to where you were at 10 years old? Absolutely. What parent is not going to want their child to be a part of that? Right? So it's about setting us apart, not just from like other martial arts schools or kids' activities. Like if we think the one thing that every kid has in common is they all go to schools of some sort, whether it's homeschool or traditional school, they're going to school. This is something that we can use to position ourselves against every kid. It appeals to every parent. Okay? This is the things that your child's not going to learn in traditional school. It's all the elements you wish they learned. Okay, now, with this being said, right, we know sort of the different things that we need to really stand out against. So then the next question is going to be, well, what is our USP? What makes us different? So here's what we're going to do. Okay, you're going to make 2 columns on your paper. So we'll just go right down the middle here. All right, you're going to write now at the top of the first column. Okay, and what I want you guys to do, there's no wrong answers, and I'm saying that because I want you to throw everything you can think of on this piece of paper. Okay, there's no wrong answers, but what I want you to do is start making a list of all the things that you feel sets your business apart from the list we just had up here. Okay, so what sets you apart from other martial arts schools? What sets you apart from other activities? What sets you apart from traditional school? We're going to give everyone about 5 minutes, okay? And I want you guys to just make as big of a list as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect, but jot as many things down as possible. 5 minutes starts now. And then once you feel like you're done, please throw it in the chat so that way we can all share with each other. Okay, time. Okay, thank you for everyone that's sharing their USPs in the chat. A few more coming in beyond teach life-saving self-defense skills, teach success, 80 rotating life lessons and values, quality and detail, personal relationship with members, years of experience, constantly evolving. We meet everyone where they are. We maintain standards, not handing out participation trophies, make families. Okay, all right. So a couple of things with the list. Okay, I know I said there's no wrong answers. Okay, when you guys are looking at this list, I want you guys to think of, like, if you're competing against the best. For example, okay, if I think about our area, our direct competition for MX and Move, I don't think of martial arts schools, like any martial arts schools that are doing anything better than us. But I do see franchises like Kids Strong that's teaching character development trait while also doing like almost like a kid's version of like CrossFit and parkour. They're probably the best as far as our competition goes, better than martial arts schools. So when I'm thinking of this list, I also have to think like if I'm competing against the best possible business, okay, do all of these USPs still hold up against the best? Or am I comparing myself against martial arts schools with low standards, right? Because if I'm competing against martial arts with low standard, then like the bar is set here. So really anything you do in your business becomes a USP. But to really like refine this list, what if we opened up a Move Martial Arts right across the street from you? What are you doing that's different or better? Okay, what happens if the best possible martial arts school owner opens up next to you? How are you standing out? Okay, just something to think about, just a hypothetical. Okay, now that we have our list of what makes us stand out now, the second column, we are going to mark future. So this is a fun exercise, sort of brainstorming. What are some things that we can do different or better to make us stand out in the future and give us more of a firm grasp on our USP or having more clearly defined USPs? Okay, so maybe part of this, like as an example, is maybe you're sort of winging your life skill program right now. Maybe it's not really put together and you're sort of doing mat chats as you go, and you're really only doing mat chats and that's it. There's nothing else that really gets the kids involved in showing character development. Okay, so maybe one of my future things I'm gonna do is refine this process to make it more interactive, to make it where the kids are participating at home more with the life skills and the character traits that we're teaching. Okay, this is not about, here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to be like, well, we're going to add a BJJ program and we're going to add a jump kick class. And we're going to add this and this and this. Okay, as you're putting things here, think that it has to be scalable. Okay, it has to be easy to replicate. Okay, so for example, if I put a weapons class, I need to have a bunch of people that can teach weapons efficiently to make it scalable. Okay, which might be a hard person to find. Or if I add a tricking class, am I always going to have someone that can accurately teach that tricking class? So it's not relying on one person, because you want nothing in your business to be relying on one person. Okay, it's not scalable. It's not sustainable if you do that, right? Instead, I want you guys to really think like, what are some things that we can do differently or improve at scale? Okay, even if you're only at one location, you still want to think at scale, because like I said, if that one person quits, who's stepping in and replacing them without any hiccups? And is it going to have to be you? Okay, I don't want to have to be the one that steps in and replaces anything in my business. I want it to be able to keep going no matter what happens. All right, so let's give you guys, we'll go 5 minutes for this one. What are some things that you can do in the future to create a more well-defined USP? All right, go ahead and start making your list. Then we'll do the same thing, guys. When you're done, if you guys can share it in the chat. And then I'm going to give you guys a little homework assignment that'll actually be very helpful for you guys. That will also help you guys get a clear vision on your USPs. Cool. All right, so here's going to be your homework that I encourage you guys to do with your team. And we just did this recently, and I thought it was such a good exercise because your team really doesn't understand what your competition is doing compared to you guys. And this activity is going to really help them to see what defines you compared to your competition. And then also, it's going to help them to be more bought in as a result, because they only know what you're teaching them and what you're telling them. So by doing this, it's going to sort of open their perspective, okay? So we're going to do a competitive analysis. And there's a few reasons we're going to do this. Okay, so what you're going to do to start with is you are going to assign each person on your team one business to do a competitive analysis for. I would probably give yourselves the task of doing the competitive analysis for whatever you think the strongest competition is. So like I said, in my area, it's probably Kids Strong more than a martial arts school. All right, your area might be different, but you're going to do a competitive analysis. So find a gymnastics place, find a martial arts place, find another type of business that teaches maybe character development. All right. So step one, assign a business to each person. Okay, step two, we're going to answer a series of questions. All right, so here's the questions. What service or services do they provide? Number two, what do they charge? Three, what do we do that they don't? Four, what do they do that we don't? Okay, and the last one is what is their USP? Do they have a USP? Okay, and then here's what we did. So we assigned this to each team member, a business, okay, and then they have to come with all of these questions answered at a meeting a week later that we have, okay? And then we have each person go up in front and they present on the business that they studied, and they just give their findings for all of these answers. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay, so how do we get this information? Well, number one, look online. Number two, if they need to call the business and pretend to inquire for information, we have them pretend to inquire for information. Okay, we want to understand exactly what our competition is doing so that we can better define what our USP is. So here's sort of how we ran this whole thing, right? So we did the exact same activity I did with you guys, where I did now and future for USPs, and our team came up with like the shittiest list I've ever seen of unique selling propositions. Then part two is we gave them this assignment to do the competitive analysis and answer these questions. So they came back in a week later, each person presented on what they learned about the competition. And then after everyone presented, we redid the same list of now and future. And what happened as a result was everything USP-wise was way more clearly defined. The list was about 5 times bigger than the list the first go around because they understood what the competition was doing better now compared to what we're doing and what we're doing better than the competition. Okay, and then the creativity for future just started going off the charts because they actually did research and spent time looking at someone else that's trying to do something similar as us. Does everyone sort of see how this can be beneficial for you guys and for your team? Because we do too much assuming that we just are like, oh, like we already know what the competition is doing. No, Like, actually go through this and really find out exactly what they're doing. Now, here's the other benefit of this. Does everyone have this? Are you guys good if I erase this? Okay. The other benefit of this comes back around in your marketing. And this is something that you guys will see happening with Move that I don't see anyone else doing. And it's probably going to piss off a lot of people in our industry, which means it's probably the right thing to do. All right. So on your website, put a giant box. Okay. And then you're going to put something at the top that's like, what makes us different? Whatever your title is, that's fine. If you can spell. Then you have your school, and then you have all the competitors listed at the top. On the side, you have the offerings and benefits as a list. And then here's what's happened. Boom, 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 boom. I'm sure you guys have seen these on like software websites. This comes from the software industry. Okay, and all of a sudden, you're doing a great job at selling what all your USPs are that the other competitors do not have. So now, when someone goes to your website from an ad, they see this list compared to what your competitors offer and do. Okay, they don't need to Google anymore. It's pretty evident what you guys do better and different than the competition. Does that make sense to everyone? Yes? You guys staying with me? Also, I love using a printed version of this during the sales process. So one of the things that we're adding as part of our sales process is we're actually going to have a comparison sheet before we do the price pitch. So we're going to show them, hey, I know you're new here and maybe haven't had a chance to look around or shop around. So I just want to show you a list of some of the things that make us different from some of the competitors you might see in our town. And we just go boom, 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 boom. Okay, and then we go to the price pitch. Okay, so it's just going to help to affirm their decision to purchase a trial or to sign up for a membership with this. Absolutely, I'm naming the other schools. Yep, 100%. I want to be specific with this. Okay? Is your competition going to be pissed off at you? Yeah, but mostly because they didn't think of it. That's why they're going to be pissed off at you. Like, if you went to your competition's website and you saw this list and you're like, crap, like, that's a good idea. We should have that on our website. You're going to be the first one to do that, okay? You guys need to get really good at being confident in what makes you different and really not caring about what other people think when you explain why your business is better and why your business is different. We got some questions. Are you naming other schools? Yes. CrossFit has served me with a cease and desist before. When I've done that, I would have your attorneys look at that. The only way that they'd be able to act on it is if there's something untrue in this board. And you'll see the top software companies do this all the time. Pretty much every software company has this. Even if you guys look at our industry software companies, like if you look at Market Muscles, for example, go to their site, there's a comparison. Go to Spark, there's a comparison on the website. All right, next activity. Let me see how we're doing on time real quick. All right, we're perfect. You guys are gonna get so much done today. All right, next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna still keep that USP in mind, but I'm gonna take you guys through an exercise that I do for marketing to help come up with proper messaging that we can use to advertise our business, whether it's through email, social media posts, wherever you're putting messaging, billboards, direct mail, all that stuff, okay? So anytime I'm trying to think of an idea or a big idea, I always will start looking at ads, like successful ads from other industries, from now digital ads, print ads, the past, whatever. If it was successful, I want to study it, see why it worked, and then also see how I can take it and convert it for martial arts. All right, how can I take something that's worked successfully? So we talked about this a little bit before, but we're actually gonna do some exercises today. So the first one is we're gonna take a Mercedes-Benz headline, and then we're gonna turn it into a headline for martial arts. And then we're gonna do this a few different ways with some different headlines, because again, this is gonna help you guys to dial in your messaging. Okay, so this headline from Mercedes says, you give up things when you buy the Mercedes-Benz 230S. Things like rattles, rust, and shabby workmanship. So listen to that one more time. You give up things when you buy the Mercedes-Benz 230S. Things like rattles, rust, and shabby workmanship. So here's what we're going to do with this. We're going to recreate it for your school. So we're going to do, you give up things when you join, and then school name there. And now we're going to define, what are they giving up? Things like, and I'm going to show you guys how I do this. And blank. Okay. So we're pretty much just filling in the blanks. You give up things when you join, your school name, easiest blank to fill. And then what are the things that they would be giving up? So Mercedes says, hey, when you buy a Mercedes-Benz, you are giving up things like rattles, rust, and shabby workmanship. Okay, so it's all negative things that they're giving up, right? Things that people don't want in the first place. Things that they want to shed or get rid of. Okay, so for martial arts, for when they join your school, let's think about this. What are the things that they're going to be giving up that is going to be phrased as a benefit for them? So what I want you guys to do is, before just trying to think of three, okay, just create a brainstorm list or a brain dump list, okay, and just start writing down, whether it's good or not, a bunch of ideas for things that people need to give up for martial arts training that's going to make them better as a result. You guys all following me so far? Yes? No? Some of you guys are just staring and...
I have a question about this.
Yes.
When you would write this, would you market specifically to what the parents are going to see from the perspective of the child, or specifically what the child would be getting?
So I think you got to think both ways, right? So
Okay.
What we did the same activity with our team. Okay, this exact same headline we used as well. So we had some people that came up with ideas for what the kids have to give up. We had some people that came up with ideas for what the parents are giving up. So I think you can come at it from either. Ideally, what I would do is I would run, let's say we're using this headline as like our social media ad attention grabber, right? I would probably test an A headline talking to the parents against a B line talking about what the kids are giving up, and just see which one is connecting more and getting lower cost per lead and more impressions. And then let's say it's the one for the parent, then that's the one I'll stick with. I always love having at least two options, okay? So what I would like you guys to do, we're just gonna give you like 2 minutes for this one. Brain dump, what are some things that you have to give up when you join MX Martial Arts, or when you join ABC Martial Arts, when you join your school? What are the things that you need to give up? Okay, so let's give everyone 3 minutes. I'm gonna put 3 minutes on my timer. Again, I would love for you guys to post whatever you come up with in the chat, and then we're gonna share some at the end. And then I'm gonna try and ask some questions, get you guys to think about it even more. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, bullying, insecurity, low self-esteem, self-doubt, shortness of breath, and unhappiness. Unnecessary screen time, bully issues, unfocused homework time, siblings, conflicts, Selling for average, rudeness, naughtiness, misconduct, insecurity, doubt, shame, complacency, disrespect, disappointment, bad attitudes. Okay. We're going to start writing some of these down. All right, so bullying, insecurity, and then we're going to go through the process of elimination that I use with you guys as well. What else we got there? Low self-esteem. Self-doubt. If any of you guys want to unmute and shout some out too, that'd be great. Screen time.
Doubt.
Doubt. All right, I got self-doubt on there. Good. Rudeness. What was the last one?
Complacency.
Like it. Complacency. What else, guys? Let's build this list. Disrespect. What else? See conflicts on there. Fear.
Frowns.
Frowns. Ooh, I like that one. That one's so good. Okay, what else? Bad attitudes.
Entitlement.
I like it.
Boredom.
Alone.
Boredom. What was the last one?
Boredom or alone.
Okay. Do I have boredom on here? No. Oh, down here. Okay. I like boredom better than alone, so we'll go with boredom. Uncertainty. How about mediocrity? Okay, the other thing that I would think of, those are great ideas. If you have more, please keep dropping them. But the other thing I want you guys to think of too is reading this from the parent perspective. Anxiety is a good one, Jeremy. Okay, if I'm a parent reading this about my kid, okay, what's going to happen is when I start thinking about things you give up, things like blank, blank, and blank, all three of those blanks need to get a head nod as they read it. Okay, which means as we read through these, things like bullying, what parent's going to admit their child's a bully? Probably none of them, right? So I would probably remove that one. Things like insecurity. That one parents are probably going to be more likely to identify with. Low self-esteem. That one can be very evident. Self-doubt. Okay, goes back to maybe lack of confidence. Screen time, I think every parent can identify with that. Rudeness. Okay, I would remove that one most likely as I do my first edit, because again, I don't think most parents are gonna identify that their kids are rude, even if they are. Also, we wanna make sure that we also don't just attract kids with problems. Okay, that's sort of why the martial arts industry is the way it is, because all of our advertising is like, it's really like catered to kids with ADHD. That's why you get all these kids with ADHD coming to your school. Not saying that's bad, and not saying that we can't help make them better, okay, but part of the reason we're missing athletes is because we're not appealing to just like regular kids, right? They have to have like some massive problem all the time. So disrespect, I would probably get rid of as well, because it's gonna be a very small percentage of parents that think their kids are disrespectful. Okay, most of them are gonna do some sort of age justification in their head. Conflicts doesn't tell me enough. Like what type of conflicts? What is what is this alluding to? Same thing with fear. I don't really know what fear of what? Fear of what? Frowns. That's so easy because that tells parents what? If your child has to give up things like frowns, this is going to be something they like. It's going to be something that they have fun with, something they enjoyed. Bad attitude, I would probably get rid of that one as well because most parents aren't going to say that their kids have a bad attitude, even if they do. Also, I don't want to attract only the parents that have kids with bad attitudes. Boredom, I think, is awesome because every single parent can identify with their kids saying, I'm bored, while they have like 50,000 toys in their house to go play with. Entitlement, I also think is going to be something where parents don't admit that their child is entitled. Okay, and this is just my thought process as I go through it. Uncertainty probably isn't direct enough. Like uncertainty of what? What is that? What's the bigger picture? So I would remove that just because it's not specific enough. Mediocrity is pretty damn easy. I think anxiety is pretty damn easy as well because parents can see when their kids have anxiety. Okay, so extra weight, I would give that more towards probably adults, just because, man, I wish parents would admit if their kids were obese, but they don't. So for adults, yes, I would put like extra weight. I'll share the list that our team came up with as well because I think I have a picture of it on my phone. So I'll put that in the group afterwards so you can see some of the things that they came up with also. But let's throw some of these words in there and just see how it works. And the other thing that we want to remember is when we start completing this, the words we put in for these 3 blanks have to match the same person. So what that means is I wouldn't want to do something like you give up things like self-doubt, boredom, and extra weight. Because the extra weight is going to immediately disconnect parents from the first 2. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay, laziness I like. Is that who put that one? Wade, good one. Yep, laziness is great. Okay, so with that being said, I want to create 3 that are all going to appeal to the same customer avatar. So I might do, you have to give up things when you join MX Martial Arts. Things like self-doubt, anxiety, and boredom. Okay, now we're all tackling the same person, right? Or you have to give up things when you join MX Martial Arts. Things like frowns, boredom, and mediocrity. Okay, it's all going towards the same customer avatar now. Is everyone staying with me so far on this? Yes? Okay. Now, we're going to do the same activity, but I'm going to show you guys how to actually look up the ads of your competitors on Facebook so that you can see what they're doing well. When I first was sort of figuring this model and formula out, I would always look at the biggest companies possible. So I try and find franchises first because in most cases, not all cases, but most cases, they have more data to look at when they're putting together ad campaigns. Okay, and they probably have an entire marketing team that's meeting and strategizing the franchise marketing for all the locations. Meaning that there's more arguments happening, more poking holes in ideas, and it's just tested more than what you might see from a martial arts school. Okay, that's why I like studying Kids Strong for competitive analysis, because they have an entire franchise behind their marketing. They have a whole marketing team pushing it. So let's take a look at how we see our competitors' ads, and some of you guys may know this already. I feel super short. Boom. Okay. All right. So let's let me get out of this Facebook screen real quick. Okay. I'm gonna screen share for a moment. Okay. Can everyone see my screen? Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a couple ideas here. So all we're going to do is we're just going to search the business. I'm just going to do Orange Theory as an example. What we want to do is we want to find a local Orange Theory, not the corporate Orange Theory, okay? So when I search, usually the top one is going to be like the corporate one, and then the local ones will actually have the name of the town in it. So we are going to use this one, Orange Theory Fitness Gilbert. Okay, Gilbert is pretty darn close to us. Okay, once we are on their page, we're going to go for the About section, okay? So depending if they've updated their page now, it's going to be in one of two places, okay? So I'll show you guys. So in the About section, they have an older page model. Okay, so newer pages, and you just have to look in both places. Newer pages in the About section will be a page transparency section. Okay, people that have not converted their page to the new format, it will be on the left here. So we see this page transparency box. Okay, we just click See All. And then we're going to look at ads from this page. So we can see this page is currently running ads. So I go to Ad Library, and it's going to show me the exact ads that they're running. Okay, so I can click on it. I can see the full ad copy on here. Okay, I can watch the video that they have posted. Okay, and then I can see their headline. Some of them will let you click on it depending what type of ad it is. So for example, this book now, notice when I click on it, it just brings me back to Facebook, like homepage is going to load. And it's because this is a ad that's running on Facebook where they fill out a form on Facebook and they never leave the platform. This one most likely is going to go to their website. Yep. Okay, so this will take me straight to their website because they are running this to a landing page, website, whatever. Okay, and then I typically like to look at, well, what are the offers they're trying to get? So this, I think, is terrible for Orange Theory because they have a try a class offer and a join now offer. What the hell is the difference? But then they also have 3 membership offers. It's too many calls to action on one page. Like I can almost guarantee this is not going to perform well. But with this being said, I am able to now look at what my competition is running as far as ads go. Okay, and if I see something that is like a good headline or a good slogan, okay, then I usually will try to do the same thing that we just did, where I take that headline or slogan, and I'm like, how do I convert this to martial arts? And I start brainstorming. Okay, we also have ChatGPT, which can help. Let's try a different business. Let's go Kids Strong, since I've been talking about them all day. Okay, so if I search Kids Strong, and then I'll actually share with you something pretty cool that Kids Strong is doing in their marketing that we can actually copy pretty easily. All right, so we're gonna go to their page. Let's see if they have an older. So this is a newer. So they've updated their page to the new format. So you'll see that there's no page transparency on the left. It's going to be in the About section. Right here. Okay, so we can see the page is currently running ads. So let's go to Ad Library and see what they're running. Okay, so they're focusing on superheroes and training. Now open in Gilbert, Kids Strong helps parents build stronger, smarter, more confident kids. Our whole child development program is for ages walking to 11 years old. Reserve your child's spot today. Okay. And then we can watch the video. It looks like it's on Facebook ad. If you click Ad Details, it's going to show you each version of the ad. And then if there's any additional assets, links, or anything put in there, it'll show there. I was mentioning that this is an on Facebook ad since you can't click the button. So it's going to show us everything that they have in the form on Facebook that they're asking for people to fill out. Okay, so their title in their form is going to be request information about Kids Strong membership. Okay, they have their description is just a brief description of the program. Okay, their disclaimer of you, we're going to use your information to contact you, and then the info they collect, pretty standard, first name, last name, email, phone number. Nothing groundbreaking there. And then you can see the photo at the bottom that they put in there on Facebook form as well. Okay, and then their slogan for this one is Build Stronger Kids. Okay, couple things we can do now. I wish I had ChatGPT when I was at I Love Kickboxing because it would have made my job a lot easier. Okay, so back in the day, I would sit there for like a couple hours rewriting this copy 56 different ways for kids martial arts. Okay, and then I would bring it to my team and we'd all argue about it and pick like the best 4 and test them out against each other, best 2 test them out against each other, and so on. You guys have ChatGPT. I can just copy and paste this into ChatGPT and say, rewrite this for our martial arts school. And if you guys watch the ChatGPT training in Vegas that I did, I teach you how to train it so it fully understands your brand. So I would literally just take this, paste it into ChatGPT that I've already created that knows and understands my brand, say, hey, rewrite this for MX Martial Arts. And then it's going to give me, or I might say, rewrite this and give me 5 different versions of it for MX Martial Arts. And that's going to create 5 different versions of the same copy from whatever I give it, okay? But part of your competitive analysis should be looking at the ads that your competition is running. Okay, if we look just at Kids Strong, anyone want to take a guess at what you think their USP is? Just based on what we've seen right now. Make sure you guys unmute yourself. Speak up, you're good. What's their USP?
Building stronger kids.
Yeah, building stronger kids, and I think the other one actually had it a little bit better. Let's go see details again. Okay, stronger, smarter, more confident kids, right? Okay, so their USP is fitness and life skills intermixed. Sound familiar to anyone? Yes, right? Okay, and then they're talking about superheroes since every kid wants to be a superhero. So their USP we know is the life skills and the fitness. Okay, and then their messaging is wrapping that up in superhero training. Okay, other companies to look at. Okay, I always look F45. I just know they have a good marketing team. So F45 is another one that I look at often. So just see what they're running. Okay, this actually I was wondering if this was one we're running ads for. It is not though. Okay, so there's this Change Your Life Start Today is like their main headline messaging, which I don't think is that strong, honestly. But look at the angles that they're providing. You can actually see a USP as the headline for this one. F45 voted #1 best gym, best workout, Men's Journal magazine. You think their competition has that? No. Okay, so they found a way to make it really easy for them to stand out. It's like we're voted the best in a very legit source. Okay, and then they do a good job pushing people over the fence. Notice they don't even talk about the offer yet, which is actually pretty damn smart in my opinion. Okay, just 30-day risk-free guarantee. It's like, hey, there's no harm, no foul if you try this and don't like it. Just commit to 12 classes in 30 days. Money back if you don't love how you're feeling, but we know you will. I can almost guarantee that there's no other fitness places by us, we saw Orange Theories, okay, that is focusing on the 30-day risk-free guarantee. So they have another thing in their copy that's setting them apart. Okay, and then how are you going to feel afterwards? Okay, feel empowered, shatter your limitations, kickstart health and fitness, accomplish things you never thought possible. Okay, and then this is also another one of their USPs, right? It's for everyone. You don't need to be in shape to do this. Okay, no matter your fitness level, our workout is for you. It's life-changing team training. Okay, so again, culture, team training. Okay, we're with you every step of the way. Okay, you're not alone. Okay, this isn't like a you by yourself fitness journey. No egos, no mirrors, just results. Why would they put that? No egos, no mirrors, just results. Not a hypothetical. Let's hear some responses.
Those who are insecure.
Yeah, right. If people are hesitant about working out, okay, it might be that they don't have a lot of self-worth. Okay, it might be that they don't have a lot of body positivity about themselves. So knowing that they can go to a place where there's no egos, no mirrors, and just results, almost like the Planet Fitness approach to working out, right? Okay, very similar. And now it makes people that maybe haven't worked out in a while or maybe feel a little out of shape, it makes them feel more comfortable that this is the place for them. And then welcome to your new fitness community. We see how many times they're touching on community. Okay, start your trial today. And then they hit the headline, the USP again down here at F45, voted #1 gym, #1 workout. And then unlock special offer within 24 hours of your first class. This is probably one of those ad copies that I would copy and paste and put in ChatGPT and be like, rewrite this for us. Because they do such a good job calling out multiple USPs in a really, really small amount of space, okay, and without using a lot of words. The other thing that I want you guys to keep in mind when you're thinking about marketing is, like, everyone has the same amount of space in an ad, yes? Would you guys agree with that? Whoever uses the space best wins, okay? Meaning, if we all have the same amount of space, how do I get my message across in just the right amount of words? So something to think about. So we're going to end it today there. Hopefully you guys got some good insight just on your own business today. What makes you different? What we can maybe improve in our business to make us different in the future. Okay, so we have a stronger USP. The other thing that I would highly recommend you guys do is the same activity that we did today, but with your team. Okay, grab a whiteboard, grab a flip chart, whatever it is, have the 2 columns of now and also future, and then ask them right now, hey guys, what are the things that currently make us different from all the other stuff kids can do? Okay, and then say, all right, what are some things that we think we can add in the future to make us different? And you're probably going to see a very crappy list the first time you do it. Okay, and then you go through, you give them the competitive analysis homework with the 5 questions. Have them come back. Each person presents on the competitive analysis and what they learned about one of those businesses. And then you do the same list again. Okay, now that we have a more intimate knowledge of what the competition is doing and what other activities are doing, what makes us different now? Because your team is going to have a lot of things that they find out you guys do really well that they don't see in any of the competition. Because that's what happened with our team. There were some things that they just took for granted that they didn't see it as a USP because they just assumed that every martial arts school did it that way. And then all of a sudden they start looking at it, and then they're also, guys, their confidence in selling is going to go up as a result of this too. Because they're going to start finding out some stuff about your competition that they're like, they don't even do this, they don't do this, they don't do this, they don't do this, and we do all of that. Like, now think about their conviction when they're actually selling a membership or when they're following up with a lead. Like, they are so well educated on what you guys do different that it makes those conversations completely transformative now. Does everyone get how this is going to help just all around in your business with your team? But definitely make them a part of this, okay? Because it's going to empower all of them.
We're unstoppable. To the top, we about to go. That CEO, I need to know the impact we about to grow. Competition comical. Straight A1, we on the road. Money focus for the goal. Tell them what they need to know.